Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am JayLee. This is JLeesCorner. This is my late review for 90 Day Fiance, the regular season, season 8, episode 1. I was not going to do this season because these 2-hour shows is too much. But my DVR recorded it, so there's been 2 episodes. I'm going to do episode 1, and if y'all watch it, I'll do episode 2. If not, I won't. So it depends on who watches this. I have episode 2 of my DVR, but I just haven't watched it yet. Y'all know to like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that goodness and whatnot. To always relax, to relate, to release, to inhale and exhale, and always center yourself and everyone around you. Okay, check the description box for everything else and whatnot. So let's get started. Okay, first up we have Brandon. Brandon is 27. You know what I'm saying? He works as an exterminator. You know what I'm saying? He lives on a farm with his parents. Boom, pal, okay? With his mom and his. He is a spitting image of them both. It is so weird. And he's very close with his parents. Like, real, you know, like, I can live with y'all forever. Mama wash my sheets and hang up my clothes. You know what I'm saying? Mama probably still cut the crust off his bread. It's real Norman Bates a little bit or whatever. He brings up how he's never really had a serious relationship, and I say because you look 12, like he looks like an itsy bitsy baby and stuff. So it's kind of weird to me and whatnot. We're gonna just remove his parents because parents is they in the way. Anyway, but he's really close with them, and they have like a whole farm, like a whole working farm or whatever, and he will inherit the farm when they are no more and stuff or whatnot. So he then met Julia. Julia, I can't remember how old she is or whatever, but he met her. She lives in Russia. Okay, and he met her through a friend, and she does like pageants, she does bodybuilding, she's also a go-go dancer, and that's where he met her because she was go-go dancing in some club. His friend like FaceTimed him or whatever, he seen her or whatnot. They started talking over video, and then he went to visit her a few times or whatever. He proposed after knowing her for 5 months. He went to see her like twice in person. They also had their families meet. They were taking trips constantly. He was paying for the trip to go see the first time, the trip to go see the second time, and the trip for their parents to all meet. I'm like, bruh, you know what I'm saying? But I guess if you say your money and stay with your parents, you have money to burn or whatever. So his parents are like, well, she seems nice and great, you know what I'm saying, but how do we know that she's not with them for his money or whatever, or to come to America? Because they say woman from Russia just wants to get where? To America or whatever. Now he brings up how, we're going to have to stay with my parents on the farm until we can save some money or whatever. Because, he spent a lot of money. And we do see them two on video chat, and so I'm packing my clothes. I can't bring everything. Like, if I can't bring stuff, I'm gonna need you to buy me new stuff or whatnot. He says, well, okay, yeah, you can't bring what, I can buy you new stuff. And then she also brings up, and we're not gonna stay too long with your parents, right? He said, well, yeah, we'll be there for a little bit of time so we can save some money. So he doesn't really say yes or no, but he know he need to be there because, again, he spent a lot of money on her. He says, he was paying for both trips. And each time they took a trip, he paid for him and her, his family. Her. I'm like, you were dumb. That was dumb Diddy or whatnot. He's also had to pay a lot of money for the K1 visa. Just stupid. He spent over $10,000 in the last 7 months of knowing her. Spending 10 grand in 7 months on a stranger from Russia is stupid. Okay, it's stupid. But he's 27. He looks 12. Okay, he looks like he is just going to maybe to high school. I don't know. Anyway, he's also in debt because he spent all this money wooing her. So his mom is like, well, I hope Julia will, come here and, she'll be okay with helping on the farm. They want her to help her on. I'm like, I don't want to be with no man who want me to come there and do manual labor. I don't want to live on a farm. I damn sure don't want to work on one. Not my black ass and whatnot. Anyway, so that's that or whatever. We hope she can do chores. But like, farm, like, feed the chickens, walk the dogs, feed the hogs. I don't know, farm shit. He brings up how he has not told her that his parents does not want them living in the same bedroom. So yeah, she's coming there, but they'll have different bedrooms until they're married or whatever. Even though on their trips with the parents, they share a hotel room. The parents like, under our roof. It's our rules. We still old fashioned, whatever. Y'all cannot be sharing the same room. But he hasn't told her that yet because he does not want to piss her off and then she won't come. I'll be more pissed off if I get there, you tell me that. Motherfucker, what is what I would say if I'm gonna leave that be. Now he's also picking her up from DC. Okay, they're gonna, go to DC, see the world. Not the world, but they're gonna do some sightseeing for about 5 days or whatever. He wanted to just be them two, but his mama, you can't meet her in person, not in person, but you can't pick her on yourself. We have to go with you. We have to be there. He let them talk him into allowing them to come because the mama then said, well, I'll pay for the whole trip, okay? Her flight here, the hotel stay for the 5 days or whatnot. If we can go with y'all and be there when you pick her up or whatnot. Mama is real, girl. She's too much. She's too controlling. She then asked him, is she on birth control? He was like, well, no. She doesn't like putting medications in her body or whatever. And not only that, they're not having safe sex. They do not practice safe sex, which means his penis could be dirty. Because how do you know she don't have diseases, okay? Anyway, he brings them out because she's funny acting about medications. The producer then said, but what about condoms? He said, well, they're not fun. I'm like, oh, you're that dumb? I see a baby coming. I see a baby in the works and whatnot, okay? And a whole baby gonna pop up eventually. And I don't see this working out mainly because his mama's too overbearing. She don't want birth control. He don't want condoms. And she not gonna want to work on the farm, okay? So we then see the day that she's coming to town. And so they're all going to pick her up from the airport or whatever. His mom is bothersome, okay? It's so much so, he brings up how he is his mother's only child. His father has been married before a couple times or whatever. So he has 4 older children from those marriages and whatnot, okay? So his mom has always just had him. Meaning she's like, crazy and whatnot, okay? And because as they're driving to the airport, his mama gets a phone call from her doctor. The mama then called her doctor's office to say, I want to get my son's future wife in for an appointment to talk about birth control. I'm looking like, they're both he's 27. And yes, he still lives there, but he works his own job. You should not be calling your doctor about her body. That's not your place, Brenda mama. It ain't your place. And he's like, I'm going to just ignore her because I don't know why. If Julie does not want to go, she's not going to do it. I'm going to leave that being and whatnot. He just in the back seat playing video games. It's kind of weird. They bring about the wife, future wife, possible future wife, has a good side and a bad side. When she's pissed off, she gets real mean, and they hoping when she gets here that she would be in a good mood. I mean, if she not, we gonna see it. Okay. Anyway, next we have Jovi. I think it's pronounced Jovi. I hope so. Anyway, Jovi and Yara. Okay, he works in underwater robotics. Okay, he goes underwater and does maintenance of pipelines all around the world. I'm like, oh, he has a real job. Okay, and he literally travels all around the world doing this or whatever. He'll pick a place to go work and then party, and wherever that may be. And so because he travels so much for work, he has a traveling app so that when he's wherever, he can meet people, which probably means have sex. Anyway, he ended up meeting Yara from the Ukraine. Okay. She's a makeup artist there. She's had work done to her face though, because her lips are huge. This is a nice picture of her, but I mean, her lips are weird without no lipstick. Anyway, they have been having this carefree dating relationship so that they're traveling or whatever and they meet up in different places or whatever. So they're not a solid, monogamous couple. but they were definitely having a worldwide romance or whatever. And then things got really carefree because she got pregnant. I was like, see, I told y'all a baby would come from somewhere. And so when she got pregnant, he then proposed. Okay. And she got pregnant 6 months after they met. Okay. Anyway, he proposed to her. Oh my God, yeah. And then she lost the baby. She lost the baby. And then he kind of went back and forth on like, should I marry her? Like, I don't have to marry her now because, and he was marrying her because of the baby. Now there is no baby. Should I still marry her? And he made the decision to stay engaged or whatever. And I'm like, I hope she didn't lie about the baby to get to the United States. I'm gonna leave it there right there. Anyway. So again, he decided he wanted to be with her. So again, they applied for the visa. She was approved for the visa. So now she's coming to the U.S. of A. Okay. Now he goes and talks to his mama, who was concerned if she just marry him to get to the United States. I'm looking like, is she? Okay. Anyway, we do see that when Yara gets here, he will be here for 2 weeks. After the 2 weeks, he has to leave for work for 30 days. Okay. He'll then come back and they'll have the remaining like 6 weeks to get married or whatever. So again, they'll have a total of 2 months together out of the 90 days. Because again, he has to leave 2 weeks after she's here and be gone for a full month. It reminds me of Tanya and Sinjin from last season or the other season or whatever when she came, but she was leaving like to learn some shit that she could learn any other time. He has to actually go do pipeline work wherever, whatever. Now so he's like, I have to like rush and marry her like once I'm back, which is weird or whatever because I want to spend time with her. Now when he's with his friends, the friends bring up how he is like a party guy, whatever. He's really carefree, he's like a party freak. He doesn't like being controlled. So they're surprised that he's getting married. I'm looking like, I think he's doing it for fun. It's a weird, like, I don't know how it's gonna work. I'm gonna leave it be too. But we do see that she gets to the US of A. Okay, boom, pow, pow. She was on a 30-hour flight. Mainly because he booked a flight for her that was cheaper. So it was like a longer flight. And she's like exhausted. And I wanna, just what she said, like relax or we'll get somewhere in the bed and go to sleep because I'm tired. I am tired. And when the producers asked her, well, what did you love about him? She didn't really have an answer. Well, I can't say. You know what I'm saying? I know, he had a good body. Okay. And then I missed him. So, there's that. But I'm like, what? Because she then brings up how, with him, nothing is easy or perfect. Then why? What? Those are not good things. And then as they're there at the airport, you see the little nicks in this fake ass relationship or whatever, where they're both snapping at each other, whatever, and it's like not being nice, but not being mean, but it's being nitpicky or whatever. But I'm like, she could be tired from a 30-hour flight. I would be too. So this is gonna be some weird shit. But I do wonder if she lied about that baby to get to the United States. But I'm gonna leave that be or whatever. Okay, we then have Rebecca and who? Rebecca and Zied. Okay, now she was on before the 90 days with Zied over there in Tanzania, and she's 49, he's 27, okay? And on their season, she basically catfished him. She was sending him edited photos of herself to make herself look younger. And when she went to see him over there in Tanzania, and he had a shirt on with the picture of her, the edited pictures of her that made her look like she was in her 20s, and he seen it, he was like, oh, well, she looks a little bit older, but okay. He liked her anyway, but she was definitely catfishing him for a while. Not only that, she was still legally married, okay, which pissed him off, but they still stayed together. And so now they're waiting for his K1 visa interview to see if he can possibly come over to the United States or whatever. But I'm like, should they be together? I don't know. Anyway, but it could be an issue at that the K1 visa interview, because her ex-husband, who she was last with, was also a man who she brought over here on a visa. Okay, and it turned out that he was only with her to come here to get a visa. And so she does not want Ziad to say that to the K1 people, because then they'll assume, oh, she's doing it again. She's bringing some dude over here for the visa and he will not get approved. So it's like, I need you to be sure that when they ask you, if you're only with her for a visa, you don't get upset. Or if they ask you about my ex, again, you do not get upset. Calm down and know that I love you or whatever. He said, okay, I do. It's fine, fine, fine. I'm going to be over there. Baby, I love you. Mwah, mwah, or whatever. Now we then see she goes over to see her daughter, and the daughter's boyfriend. Just for dinner, whatever. Now she brings up how, when he gets here, or when and if Ziad gets here, that she plans to stay with the daughter and the boyfriend because they have, I guess, a space available for them, like an extra room or whatever. And because she spent about $15,000 to $20,000 on this whole visa process so far, her lease is about to be up and she has not found a new place yet. And so for her, it'll be easier to just stay with the daughter and the daughter's boyfriend. However, Ziad is not happy about staying there because he does not want her around the daughter's boyfriend, because he doesn't want her around another man, basically, or whatever. He wants them to have their own place. Now, she's a manager at like a chicken place there in a town or whatever. So she's like a general manager. She's like a general manager of the whole franchise or whatever. But the daughter, I don't want him controlling. It's bad enough that I have to live with my mom or her young ass boyfriend, but I don't want the young ass boyfriend to be an asshole or whatever. And then her boyfriend is he's gonna have to not be controlling or whatever. And if he's gonna be here, he's gonna be hearing more about Christianity than Allah anyways. He just needs to get over that. And so I'm thinking well, first of all, dude, okay, it's as bad as Ziad is or how he feels about his culture, the dude feels the way about his stuff because he's like a redneck or whatever, like a redneck country boy or whatnot. So I'm it's y'all the same person, but it's in two different countries. You can't tell him to not care about what he was raised to think. At the same time, Ziad has already accepted so much from her that's out of the country's culture. I do feel you can't be mad at this. She needs to live somewhere because it costs so much money to bring you here. But I'm going to leave that be and whatnot. And the daughter feels as if, I know for a fact that we've been through this before. Your last boyfriend, ex-husband who left, who was here for the visa, whatever, it was some messy ass shit. And we don't want to have that be, this situation or whatever. And Rebecca brings up how, had I had 90 days with my ex, I would not have married him, okay? But I have 90 days with Ziad to see how he would be here, how he would be in this country, whatever. So how, or if I should marry him. This is going to be a train wreck simply because it will. And I'm I almost can't wait to see it. Messy JayLee strikes again. Anyway, and then lastly, we have Mike and Natalie. Okay, now they were also on before the 90 days or whatever. So when he was on there, Natalie is from the Ukraine, and they were a train wreck. Okay, first of all, he bought land, but he's poor. So he has the land. It's just him and a drunk uncle or whatever who works in there, whatever. But he's in debt. And, she's over in the Ukraine and she's just a little bit batshit crazy. And so because the visa process was taking months and months and months and they could not figure out what's going on, she asked him to come to the Ukraine. And when he went there, it was a whole train wreck, the whole season. But they had so many disagreements. They asked her if she loved him. And she said, well, I can't say I do because we had so many disagreements. And then he did not believe in God, and she does. But he believes in aliens and higher powers, but not God. And so that was a whole fight. It was this messy foolishness. And I'm looking why are they back? It was really messy and bad. And the amount of disagreements between them was crazy. He left the Ukraine. She gave him the ring back, and they were like not together at the end of the season and whatnot. And she also accused him of sleeping with his best friend the night before the best friend's wedding because he stayed in her room, but he said it was something, I forgot what it was or whatnot. It was weird. He didn't, I don't think he banged her or whatever, but it was still weird or whatever. But he said we've been talking and working things out because the visa wasn't approved yet. We had more time to talk. Okay, so we're trying to see where it goes. I'm like, that is just stupid. Okay, so then she calls him and lets him know my visa was approved. I can come to America now, but I have to come within the next 20 days. If I don't get there within the next 20 days, my visa will be denied or whatever. So I have 20 days to get there and then 90 days to be there, okay, or whatnot. And I'm like, why do hers have such stipulations or whatever? And I don't know, because he's like, that's so fast, I'm like, y'all have been waiting for like 8 or 9 months. Like, that's not fast or whatever. But I feel like maybe he don't have the money to bring her here, or he won't have it within the next 20 days or whatnot. Anyway, we then see they talk a little bit later, and like this point in time, it's like 4 days left to when she's coming over here. But she tells him that she has a problem living there with him if he's going to have a stranger there. Now, his Uncle Bo, who's been there for however long he lived there too, she don't want him there. He's like, well, first of all, I'm saying he isn't a stranger. He's my Uncle Bo, whatever. You know of him. It's like he's not a random stranger. Now, I don't know if Uncle Bo was like a blood Uncle Bo or just the old man, or not old man, but the dude who you call Uncle because he's older or whatnot. I don't know. But he calls the man Uncle Bo, and Uncle Bo been living there before you, Natalie, and whatever. And he's like, well, I can't just kick him out. He's family. I'm saying that, we would need to, at the least, find him a place to live before I would even ask him to leave, okay? Because, again, he's not a stranger. You may have to just deal with him being here until then. What? Are you serious? And he was like, yes, I agree. I'm not putting out my fucking uncle for you. Girl, the fuck bye anyway. Even though Uncle Bo at this point in time was like visiting his son out of state, but he'll be back in like a day or two and whatnot. I'm like, Uncle Bo don't want you at all or whatever. They're the weirdest two people who are on this show this season so far, okay? When I seen the season premiere, the season preview, it looks to be good. So again, if y'all watch this, I'll be back tomorrow with episode 2. Anyway, gotta go.